Actually, quite a shy man was Lear, though he was always at his best with children. With them, he could be entirely as silly as he wished. He giggled and told jokes, wrote verse and drew absurd pictures to amuse them. He understood and shared their sense of anarchy, and was not above playing to their delight in abstract destruction, as in, and just here we meet those damned persistent birds again, in one of Lear's rare prose nonsenses, The History of the 7 Young Parrots. The 7 young parrots had not gone far when they saw a tree with a single cherry on it, which the oldest parrot picked instantly, but the other 6, being extremely hungry, tried to get it also. On which all the 7 began to fight, and they scuffled, and huffled, and ruffled, and shuffled, and puffled, and muffled, and buffled, and duffled, and fluffled, and guffled, and ruffled, and screamed, and shrieked, and squealed, and squeaked, and clawed, and snapped, and bit, and bumped, and thumped, and dumped, and flumped each other, till they were all torn into little bits. And at last there was nothing left to record this painful incident, except the cherry and 7 small green feathers. And that was the vicious and voluble end of the 7 young parrots. Lear may now be best remembered for his limericks, at least by persons under adult size. Pardon me. But he made all kinds of nonsense. He drew nonsense botanies, for instance. Barkia howlalaudia, with dogs' heads drawn on the stem. And Tigerlilia terribilis, with surprisingly drowsy-looking tigers where the petals would be. And he made them alphabets, to wit, this is Michael.
Yes, and I believe we're going to go through the entire alphabet.
We are.
And see, I put these into a form, and the meter is more or less consistent throughout, but some of these fit better into it than others. It's a little crammed or a little loose, just kind of go with it. If you have the feeling of, once you get the pattern, that you want to try to join in, please.
A was an ape who stole some white tape and tied up his shoes in 4 beautiful bows. Oh, A, funny old ape. B was a bat who slept all the day and fluttered about when the sun went away. Oh, B, brown little bat. C was a camel, you rode on his hump, and if you fell off, you came down with such a bump. Oh, C, what a high camel. D was a dove who lived in the wood with such pretty soft wings, so gentle and good. Oh, D, dear little dove. E was an eagle who sat on the rocks and looked down on the field and faraway flocks. Oh, E, beautiful eagle. F was a fan made of beautiful stuff, and when it was used, it went puffy puff puff. Oh, F, nice little fan. G was a gooseberry perfectly red to be made into jam and eaten with bread. Oh, G, gooseberry red. H was a heron who stood in the stream. The length of his neck and his legs was extreme. Oh, H, long-legged heron. I was an inkstand which stood on a table with a nice pen to write with when we are able. Oh, I, neat little inkstand. J was a jug so pretty and white with fresh water in it every morning and night. Oh, J, nice little jug. K was a kingfisher, quickly he flew, so bright and so pretty, green, purple, and blue. Okay, kingfisher blue. L was a lily, so white and so sweet, to see it and smell it was quite a nice treat. Oh, L, beautiful lily. M was a man who walked round and round, and he wore a long coat that came down to the ground. Oh, M, funny old man. And N was a nut, so smooth and so brown, and when it was ripe, it fell tumble down. Oh, N, nice little nut. O was an oyster that lived in his shell, and if you let him alone, he felt perfectly well. Oh, open mouth, oyster.
P was a pig, who was not very big, but his tail was too curly, and that made him surly. P, cross little pig. Q was a quill made into a pen, but I don't know where and I cannot say when Q
so tight, those who saw him ran quickly for fear that he should bite. O-R, rattlesnake bite. S was a screw to screw down a box, and when it was fastened without any locks. So S, valuable screw.
This is my personal favorite.
T was a thimble, silver so bright, when placed on the finger it fitted so tight. Oh T, nice little thimble. U was an uppercoat, woolly and warm, to wear all over in the snow or the storm. Oh U, what a nice uppercoat. V was a veil with a border upon it, and a ribbon to tie, a pink bonnet on it. Oh V, pretty green veil. W was a watch with letters of gold, the hour of day you might always behold. Oh W, beautiful watch. X was King Xerxes, who wore on his head a mighty large turban, green, yellow, and red. Oh X, look at King Xerxes. Y was a yak. Y was a yak from the land of Tibet, except his white tail, he was black as jet. Oh Y, look at the yak. Z was a zebra, all striped white and black, and if he were tame, you might ride on his back. Oh Z, pretty striped zebra. Yeah, Z, pretty striped zebra.